Hi, everybody. My name is Aiden Coco, and welcome to my creative design portfolio. I'm a graphic designer that is very passionate about turning ideas into captivating stories. With 2 years of experience, I've excelled my skills in Adobe Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign. Along the way, I've created some very compelling and unique projects, honing my eye for detail and professionalism. Graphic design styles I specialize in range from illustrated, minimalistic, and geometric. Each piece of work in my portfolio is geared towards completing the task at hand in a creative and innovative way. Let's take a look. This is one of my first projects here. It is a skateboard design concept. So for this project, it was important to create 3 different skateboards, all that gave sort of that skateboard aesthetic. Now, when brainstorming for this project, couple things that came into mind were vines, roses, fire, and some trippy visuals. So once I had some ideas, I started to sketch them out and then bring them onto Adobe Illustrator. When choosing the color palette, I wanted to give something that had a lot of contrast and something that could also complement one another. So you can see with the first one, the Ripper, the trippy visual skateboard, there's a pink and green, and they are very vibrant colors that somewhat complement each other. The next one, the red and green on the rose and vine skateboard. And then the last but not least is just a picture that I had pulled off of a royalty-free website, and is a picture of fire. And then I put some type on top saying Shred Skate Company. Now, I did want to keep in mind that for most of the photos that I've used on my projects, I have all used from royalty-free websites, just so I could avoid any legal obligations and all that fun stuff. Now, for this next project, this is called Awakening. This is a project where 7 different photos were all compiled together. And there was a skill here where we had to use an eraser tool, and we would erase portions of the picture in order to show different parts that we wanted to have on the final piece. So as you can tell, there's a lot of movement, a lot of vibrant colors, and in the center is an elephant and tree, sort of giving you a lively look into what this project has become. Moving on, this is the iconic bridges of the world. For this project, it was very time consuming and laborious. So as you can see, there's 5 different postcards, and they're all of different bridges found around the world. So when setting up for this project, I used a landscape postcard style. And I did pull pictures off online that were from royalty-free websites, of course, of these bridges, just so I can make sure that I was putting in every single detail that I could on Adobe Illustrator for these bridges. Now, I also want you to notice that the different type that I used for these postcards, I wanted to mimic sort of that style that they have in those locations. This is the Native Nomad brand book. This is a brand that I created from scratch, and it is a outdoorsy, adventuring, and physically demanding brand. So this is pretty much going to show you that there is a lot of different merchandise that can be created from this brand. And as you can see, there are hats, water bottles, t-shirts, posters, stickers. I even created a business card and digital advertisements. This was one of the most fun projects that I have worked on. Branding is a very fun and exciting portion of graphic design for me. Here, this is called Inception. So this is going to be a poster that is for an event that is also family friendly. So as you can see, there's a lot of different elements sort of coming into play here. A moon with a 3D type text effect saying Space Odyssey. And then there's an astronaut floating in space, along with the pillars of creation running diagonally. At the bottom, you can see some playful colors in the type fly through the cosmos to learn about the pillars of creation that sort of resemble the same colors that are happening in the poster. For this next project, this is called the Perspective book cover. For this project, I did use Illustrator, and there is a 2-point axis where you can see that there's a diagonal line running both ways, and it sort of gives you that perspective that you can see if you were standing at that location. Now, I chose Copenhagen Tours because it is a very fun, adventuring looking city, and the types of colors that they have on buildings aren't anything that you would see if you were walking the streets of America. This is a very fun and playful town, as you can tell. And I also did include a bunch of different textures. If you're able to see, there is the brick on the university or the school, the wood on the boat, the brick on the canal, the grass. This was a very fun and easygoing project. For this next project here, this is the Postal Stamp series. I chose trees native to America, all of them unique in their own and different ways. Now, when going to start this project, I did have to use some images just to make sure that I was getting all the right details that I needed for the different trees. I would create these all in Illustrator, and once I had those all created, I would bring them over to InDesign and put them on a layout where I could represent them all evenly. So once I put the finishing touches on it, I put a little example piece blown up into proportion of the angel oak. Moving on. This is my design portfolio. This is about creating meaningful narratives that connect and inspire. With an innovative approach to every project, I craft stunning designs that not only look great, but also tell your story. In my designs, I blend creativity with strategy to create visual experiences that resonate, push boundaries, and leave a lasting impact. Let's work together to bring your brand story to life. Thank you for your time.